is Tempo FM.
And this is Rebecca with something a little bit different. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. I hope 2020 has been kicking off well for you. Well, this week, the theme is animals and birds, because it's actually for a couple of reasons. So in terms of international events or awareness days, it's Walk Your Dog Month 2020 for the whole of this month. I mean, I'd hope if you had a dog, you'd be walking it every day anyway. Twice a day, or if it's a puppy, just once, and building it up gradually as it gets bigger. It's Big School's Bird Watch, which is organised by the RSPB. I'll get more on that later. And it's also, many people are attempting to go vegan for a month for Veganuary. A little bit of a mouthful. If you say vegan and then the end of January, then you're okay. So Veganuary 2020, where people are attempting to go vegan. But I think to start off with, we should have a song about dogs, because that's the one that I mentioned first. So, of course, we're playing the B-Boys, Who Let the Dogs Out. I'd hope it was the owners letting their dogs out for a walk, of course, because it is International Dog Walking Month. And, I've got a joke for you guys. So, where should a dog never go shopping? Can you guess? It's a flea market. Oh, I can hear your groans from here. Here's a bit of Puppy Love by Donny Osmond.
Weather.
And if you are out walking your dog today, you want to know what's going on. Well, today it'll be cloudy with strong southwesterly winds. Don't be fooled though, just because it's coming from the southwest doesn't mean it's warm. It is cold out there, and I really wished I'd put on a hat, scarf and gloves. And all I did was walk 200 yards from the car to the studio. Some patchy drizzle in the morning over the Pennines before outbreaks of locally heavy rain spread quickly eastwards during the afternoon. It will turn dry by this evening with some brightness, likely to end the day with maximum temperatures at 9 degrees Celsius. Tonight, cloud clearing most areas to give some long clear spells, which will also feel quite cold. Remember, clear skies, lots of ice. So there's also going to be brisk winds, which will decrease during the night with a minimum temperature of 2 degrees Celsius. Here we go. And this week, I'm talking about animals. First off, Walk Your Dog Month, which is an international celebration. So everyone all over the world will be celebrating going out, walking their dogs. And it's a great opportunity to A, get fit, B, get lots of fresh air, which is great even if you do walk nice and slowly. And it's also a good opportunity to socialise. It's good to socialise yourself, of course, meeting other dog walkers, and it's also a fantastic chance for your dog to socialise as well. It encourages good play practices, sharing, and just being a good dog, basically. But don't worry, the dog days are never over. And now I'm gonna play you Florence and the Machine. Dog days are over, but they're not over. It's just the song. And you are here with Rebecca doing something a little bit different. It is 18 minutes past 11, and I am playing songs about animals today because it is International Dog Walking Month. It is Veganuary, and it is also the RSPB's National Bird Count time of the year. So carrying on with the songs. Oh, actually, I wanted to give you a joke. Why aren't dogs good dancers? Anyone have a guess? Why aren't dogs good dancers? Well, it's because they have 2 left feet. Now, I'm actually more of a cat person myself. We've got a couple of cats at home. But if I ever wanted a dog, I'd probably just call a cat a dog. And that was Norma Tangier with Walking My Cat Named Dog, which is probably what I do to avoid getting a dog. I'd get a cat and simply call it a dog. and probably be a bit bizarre about it. There are actually people who will take their cats on walks, of course. There are a couple of people who have even taken their cats travelling around the world with them, and the cats are absolutely more than happy to just go along and just enjoy it, which you would think was normally pretty bizarre, because introduce a cat to a new place and they're really cautious, and they'll circle around, they'll travel around the outside of the space to investigate it, and then they'll venture into, because that's where it's safest on the edge. Speaking of being safe, obviously, I'm sure many people will know that dogs are descended from wolves. Obviously, lots of inbreeding hundreds and thousands of years ago has produced dogs of many different shapes and sizes, but they are ultimately from wolves. And I wonder what's the most afraid of a wolf. Yes, I think that might have been pigs that were afraid of the big bad wolf. That's a nice little short one I just had to throw in there, because it's all about animals, and that song was sung by pigs about a wolf, which is brilliant. Anyway, let's continue. I'm going to play you now Sophie Ellis-Bextor with The Deer and the Wolf. I absolutely love this song. That was Sophie Ellis-Bextor with The Deer and the Wolf. And I've got another joke for you. It's all going to be jokes and music today. It's going to be great. So, everyone, what did the wolf say when someone stepped on his paw? Ow! I know, that was terrible. This is Mud with The Cat Crept In, and the cats do creep in. Let's continue with what I'm talking about today. It's lots of animals going on, because it's not just International Walk Your Dog Month. Oh no, it is also Veganuary. So it's like saying January, but with a V at the beginning and changing the J into a G. So it's Veganuary 2020, where many people are having a go at being a vegan for a month. So it's only been launched in 2014, so it's been going for a couple of years now, though I haven't really heard much about it until this year, if I'm honest. It's a registered charity, and it encourages people to try going vegan for January. And it doesn't mean you have to commit to going vegan for the whole rest of the year. It just might open you up to new experiences. It could even be one of your New Year's resolutions to try something new. So carrying on with animals, let's get into another song. I've talked so far about cats, dogs, wolves, deers, but what about another wild animal that's also a sort of small wild animal as well? Let's find out what the fox says. And that was Ilves with The Fox. What does the fox say? That's always a nice fun one to put on. It's just so bizarre, isn't it? I think that's one of those one-hit wonders I might have been referring to the other day. Right. So it's not just foxes, of course. I mean, we don't eat foxes, do we? But I do have a fox joke for you. What do you call a fox with a carrot in each ear? Anything you want, he can't hear you. Now, the next song. Sorry, that was really funny. For the next song, I know many people have phobias against these animals, spiders and snakes, which is the name of the next song. Arachnophobia is the fear of spiders, but does anyone know the fear of snakes? I will tell you right after this song by Jim Stafford. And I'm playing this one thinking about all the animals that are in Australia right now and how many of them have suffered from these forest fires, including lots of spiders and snakes.
Tempo FM Travel.
And let's get a look at the... Oh, no, stop. I accidentally pressed that. Stop. Okay, let's get a look at the travel in and around Wetherby. Well, it is looking very, very good right now, actually. There's nothing to note. There's a little bit of slowness sort of in the centre, but I mean that's fairly typical. Going north into Harrogate, that's looking reasonable. Going in on the A661, Boston Spa, a little bit of slowness through there, but that's usual as well. Otherwise, it's all looking nice and shiny green out there, which is good. in and around York, also looking good. Centre looking a little slow as per usual, but as I always say, lovely park and ride buses means you don't have to worry about driving through that. There does appear to be one sort of dark red patch that's on the A59 between York and Knaresborough. Right by Kirkhamerton, there is queuing traffic in a construction area, so it is a little slow on the A59 if you're travelling between North York from Upper Poppleton along the A59 towards Knaresborough. Just to note that there. So, and you might be crawling around like a snake there. Just to note through those traffics there. So today I've been talking about animals and Veganuary. So Veganuary is dedicated to changing public attitudes, because many people go, oh, I'm a vegan, and even more people go, oh, another one of these, which is, it's not good. It's not a good attitude to have. So what it's doing is trying to change that perception, that image of vegans, and also to encourage, sort of different lifestyle, making minimum changes. It's amazing how sort of few changes you actually need to make to be vegan. And also, I just want to note, have you guys ever been up close with a cow before? They are massive. They're actually a little bit scary to be up close to. I remember going on a walk once with my other half, and we walked through a field, and there were cows in it, and it was a really long field, sort of along the side of a river. So it was just sort of going up there, like there was a bit of a hill. So we walked along the top of the hill, and the cows were sort of running in front of us, sort of in the ridge at the bottom next to the fence. And by the time they got to the end, they, of course, did not know what to do with themselves or where to go. And we didn't want to get too near to them. Luckily, there were no baby cows. I think they were all boys. They were all bulls, not in heat or in season or anything. So they were just being very timid. Cows are actually very timid creatures, but they will attack, especially if it is a mother trying to protect her baby. So if you get between a mother and a baby, and this also applies for dogs, which is why you must always put a dog on the leash when you are out walking the countryside through fields with cattle and other animals in, including sheep. Then yeah, you must keep them on a lead, because the mother cows will protect their offspring. So I'm now going to play for you Size of a Cow by Wonder Stuff. They are big creatures, but they are also very shy. So nothing to be afraid of, as long as you don't get between them and their babies. I forgot before to mention what the name of fearless snakes is, and it is, hopefully I pronounced this correctly first time, Ophidiophobia. Ophidiophobia. It's also called the fear of reptiles. And you are here with Rebecca doing something a little bit different here until 1 o'clock. So I'm almost halfway through. It is 8 minutes to 12. I'm coming to you from the heart of Wetherby at 107.4 Tempo FM. If you'd like to get in touch, you can get in touch via the website, which is www.tempofm.co.uk. You can send us an email, studio@tempofm.co.uk, or even you can even drop us a text if it is safe to do so. You can also update us on the travel if you've found something that I have not noticed. You can text that to 82228, starting the message with the word tempo followed by a space, and standard network rates apply. Today I've been talking about animals because it is Veganuary right now, and people are having a go at being good to the environment. And obviously you can be good to the environment and still eat meat, but there is a benefit to all of this, including terrible jokes. So what do you call a bull when he falls asleep? Hazard a guess, anyone? What do you call a bull when he falls asleep? You call him a bulldozer. I'm not sorry. And that was Ride on a White Horse.
What's on, where to go, and what to do. The Tempo FM What's On Guide.
Yes, and I've been asked to tell you all about the Companionship Cafe, which is on the 7th of January, which is tomorrow, 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. at St James's Church, Wetherby. They'll be starring John Christie, who's a jazz singer. There'll be refreshments, quiz, raffle and fun for only £3. That's brilliant. So Companionship Cafe tomorrow, St James's Church, Wetherby, 2 till 4 p.m. and I'll bring that up again later. So back to the theme. It's all about animals, Veganuary, and I also want to mention it is also this week. It is the big Schools Birdwatch 2020. Now, this is an event which will run from today until the 21st of February, so it's on for over a month, and it is an educational activity to get your class, so your school friends, the students that you teach, closer to nature. So it's something that's organised by the RSPB to help everyone to count the birds which are in your area, and so that we get an idea of population and what's going on with them, and to make sure that they are all nice and healthy, and so that we also know if there are any issues going on as well. I think it also helps with migration tracking, which is also a benefit to know what on earth is going on with these little fellas. So, of course, if I'm going to be talking about birds, I, of course, have to play this song. I hope you all like to do a little bit of dancing, because this is one that you can definitely do while you're sat down enjoying the radio, and have a little bit of a dance. It's the birdie song!